From me trying out pyrolutamide, then I finally noticed that pyrolutamide was actually making me lose hair at an accelerated speed. Crazy mega dosing of RU58841 and lots of other things to get my density back. And then hitting the brakes due to a lot of side effects from the 160 milligrams of RU58841 I did daily. As some of you probably already have. What is up guys, hope you all are doing super well and are enjoying the onset of summer around the world. So it is time for the 10th installment of my hair loss vlog, and things have changed up a bit since last time I did an update. That is more or less 4 or 5 weeks ago at this point. It is now 20 weeks since I started the vlog, and as you know, lots of things has been going on. From me trying out pyrolutamide, then I finally noticed that pyrolutamide was actually making me lose hair at an accelerated speed. Crazy mega dosing of RU58841 and lots of other things to get my density back. And then hitting the brakes due to a lot of side effects from the 160 milligrams of RU58841 I did daily. As some of you probably already have noticed, I had about 30 or 40 days of no videos, no comments, and well, nothing at all going on at YouTube, and I actually didn't do anything for those days. I had to take some days off from everything and just, chill and get some rest from everything. And unfortunately, the few days turned out to be 30 or 40 days, and it turned out to me not doing my microneedling, not doing RU58841, finasteride, anything at all that I actually had planned out to do. But the whole point of this vlog is me trying to show people the ups and downs of hair loss prevention, since a lot of you guys seems to have the idea that it is a linear progression. It just goes up, straight up all the way with no issues all the time, when in fact it looks a lot more like this. The first thing I notice is always as soon as I stop doing a routinely microneedling, my hair seems to get brittle in a short amount of time. I don't really have any evidence that supports microneedling onset of action within 3 to 4 weeks, since, well, doing a study of only 4 weeks to see hair density would simply not make a lot of sense to researchers out there. When researchers look at microneedling, they don't really look or care about what happens if you do it for 3 to 4 weeks, since that time of period is way too short, and I totally agree with that. It just seems like my hair density gets better within a few weeks of microneedling 1 to 2 times weekly for 10 minutes. But what comes fast, go fast, and if I don't microneedle and I don't keep up doing that, within 1 to 2 months I usually begin to see my density get worse, and within a short time frame I can see that I need to get back on track with that stuff. I'm not gonna drop a lot of studies in this video, since this is an update on my own hair loss progression, but I just wanted to show a graph from a study here where we can see results from week 1 and until week 12 comparing microneedling to Minoxidil. Microneedling does work, no matter what Kevin says on his channel, but it's also important to remember the following. Microneedling doesn't block DHT, and you need a DHT blocker for some good and solid results. So no matter what, I would always recommend doing something like RU58841 at least on the side. Anecdotally, I can add that a few weeks of this can do a massive difference for me personally, and studies suggest that it only requires 12 weeks to really show an effect of microneedling. But my experience says that you have to stick with it. Just like you have to stay in shape, and when you start going to the gym, you have to stick with it, As some of you probably already know, I used to do a lot of steroids back in the days, hence a lot of the reason why I lost a ton of hair. And in that time frame, I went to the gym several hours weekly, and of course I did my supplements and everything I needed for that. The only thing is, when you stop doing the supplements and you stop doing the workouts, or you stop doing the physical thing and the supplements, well, within a fairly short time frame, you will regress into what you were before. The same thing goes for your hair. If you do something to block the DHT and you do microneedling to stimulate your hair follicles to grow more, well, as soon as you stop that and you stop that input in your hair, you will regress back to what your natural state would be. And for me, that is going bald. So it's super important to remember, if you start microneedling, doing finasteride, RU58841, whatever you decide to do, you have to stick with it. You can't do like I do and just go with it for a time period, then decide to take 30 or 40 days off. With that said, today I don't have any before and after videos to show you, or before and after pictures or anything. The only thing I actually brought for you guys today to show is this picture, and this is something I keep for me personally to keep track of my hair. What I usually do is that I use what is the same as a credit card sized card, and this is completely white. When I drop some hairs, and I usually do this by just ruffling my hair around a bit, when I drop some hairs I usually take a few pictures of them and notice how big they are, because the bigger your hair is when it falls out, the longer it had to grow. And when you start losing your hair will actually shrink and become shorter and shorter when it gets expelled, hence why you can't really grow long hair when you are thinning. Hence, this is why I use this as a trick. And as you can see, the hairs on the left side is from mid-February, and the ones on the right side is from, I think it was from yesterday or the day before that. As you probably can see, I start to shed smaller hairs, and I shed them fast, and I don't have enough time to grow fully before my hair or my follicles start to shed them. Hence, a good sign that I'm starting to lose hair again, and at an accelerated rate. This is also why I'm going back on the Minoxidil, finasteride and the whole thing. Just keep in mind, guys, this is why I'm doing this video today. I want to show you guys that even in my case, I have ups and downs. My hair density sometimes look really great, and then sometimes I take a few weeks or days, or sometimes I take months off because I'm a fool apparently. But if I take some day off, and as you can see, I start to expel hair that are fairly less mature than I did back in February when I was doing the microneedling, finasteride, RU and Minoxidil and everything. The main point of this video is just to show you guys it is okay that you mess up sometimes, you don't do it properly, something gets in the way and you don't get your microneedling done, and you will regress. But this is not because it doesn't work, it is just because you didn't do it, and when you stop doing it, you can see on my hairs how fast you actually regress. In my case, this is how fast I regress, and it is fairly fast. Now notice, it's not like I'm going bald, but it's a very good measure to check up if you are losing hair at a younger state of the hair, or if they are more or less the same size as they used to be. So guys, that is everything I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.